It gets bad when you're so bitter. You're just happy to see a Democrat lose.
No filters, just the truth.
That's right.
Today is a momentous occasion. I get to drag Tim Scott and Byron Donalds to the white meat for months of shuffling for no job. Y'all should have known. I mean, really, y'all should have known. I don't know what part of Donald Trump's history made you think he was going to pick a black VP. Somebody that actually would be one step away from the presidency.
Somebody checked on these two ninjas. They did all of the shucking and jiving. Do you hear me? They was doing their cigar and cognac meetups, pretending to be pulling in the black vote.
I want to thank all of our supporters. All of you are here, and many, many more. And I want to thank the best campaign team in all of America.
I guess them numbers that they were pulling didn't meet Donald Trump's quota, because Donald Trump, after all of the shucking and jiving,
because of your sweat, because of your hard work, we have won a massive victory.
Yeah, it burns, don't it? Ow! The Democrats are burning, ain't they? When Esther had one of them lines, suffer, sucker. That's how Byron Donalds is feeling, man.
Now, we've just come through a hard-fought primary. I got a call from Paul Renner and James Fishback tonight. And they, hold on, I'm going to tell you why in a moment. And they congratulated me and all of us on a hard-fought victory. And my conversation with both of them is very simple. Congratulations. Let's go beat David Jolly in November.
Yeah, man, because the Democrats can't stand the fact that Byron Donalds is up. He's all the way up and they're all the way down. Yeah, they crashing out bad, man. They down bad right now because Byron Donalds looks like he's going to be the governor of Florida. They don't like that, Johnson. Here's the deal, man. They were talking all this smack about Byron Donalds when he was out there campaigning with Donald Trump. They said, what'd you get for it? What'd you get for it, Sambo? They was saying all this shit. Turns out, a governorship. Now, if he was a black man Democrat, if he was a Democrat, they'd be clapping. They'd be clapping. But since he is a Republican, these Democrats cannot act like him being black is important. Now, they want you to clap for Andrew Gillum, but they will not clap for Byron Donalds. And they will not clap for him because, well, they have to stay on their side of the ball. And look, I get it when the Democrats are losing their minds because they should be. But my roasting goes to all of the black commentators who are not supposed to be in the bed with the Democrats. Jamel Hill, you're not supposed to be in bed with Democrats. Joy Reid, you're supposed to be a journalist, not a Democrat. Let me just say, I could just pull people out the air on this one.
Let me deal with this fool, Florida Congressman Byron Donalds. I don't use words like coon, Uncle Tom, sellout, Oreo. I don't use any of those words.
AP did not say that Kamala Harris is not black. She is biracial. She is Indian. She is black. You continue to repeat the slur. I don't understand why you and the president do it, but it's clear you're not going to say that it's wrong. And you've now established that for our audience. Trump also said at the convention that he would pardon January 6 rioters.
Everybody look for themselves. Let's move on.
I've already said that. Go ahead.
Internet, everybody. Let's move on. There we go.
So, you go on and repeat the slurs again.
But I wanted y'all to see for yourself what happens when you have these asshole MAGA black Republicans. I know black Republicans. I've known black Republicans for decades. And I know real black Republicans who are embarrassed by stepping fetchits like Byron Donalds. They are embarrassed by the minstrel show.
It comes to like who's doing content in that space, I basically don't pay attention to the liberals anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm keep it real for you. I'm sure it's been a lot of them who've had a lot to say about Byron Donalds. Because, you know, he went on the Abby Phillips show. He said some things that I called him out for. I did call him out for those things.
What did you mean by black families were more together during Jim Crow?
Frankly, what that is about the empirical fact that before the Great Society, before Lyndon Johnson's policies, there was more black families united. The marriage rate in black America was significantly higher before the Great Society. The period of time that coincides with that, obviously, is Jim Crow era. And then after the Great Society, the marriage rate in the black community plummeted significantly. All I was doing was referring to the time periods when you talk about the historical timelines in America and coinciding with black families and what the marriage rate in black families are.
It sounds like nostalgia. Do you regret using that time frame as a reference?
Nobody ever made nostalgia. That was never the point. It wasn't even about that. So where now I'm gonna get my backup is, I didn't say that. I didn't even insinuate that.
Full of shit.
I hammered his ass about those things, but I told y'all a year ago, I said, I got a feeling he's going to do some damage. He's going to do well in the Florida race. And when he does, I'm going to come here and laugh my black ass off. Why? Because he will have beat you at your own game. Anybody can see that Byron Donalds was good with the gift of gab. Then he had the endorsement of Donald Trump. You said the endorsement wouldn't help him. Looks like it did. And the main thing you had against him, besides those horrible remarks about Jim Crow being the best time for black people or some shit, then being against reparations for people because he wouldn't get them because his family's from the West Indies or something, as if that has anything to do with the rest of black America. Sounds like a self-serving asshole to me. But the point is that their main contention about Byron Donalds is that he was an ass kiss for Donald Trump. But they don't have the same energy when it comes to Democrats who are kiss asses for Democrat people in power. If you got smoke for Tim Scott, you got to have smoke for Cory Booker. If you got smoke for Byron Donalds, you got to have smoke for Jim Clyburn. You got to have smoke for Raphael Warnock. What purpose does Raphael Warnock serve? Yeah, I know you're going to say Byron Donalds is a sellout. You don't think the rest of those guys are sellouts? Looks to me like he's sold out, but he sure enough got paid off. What are these guys getting? What are they getting? So that's my only point here. The partisan nature of so-called independent black media is disgusting. And I'm not talking about the new stuff. I'm not talking about the new guys. You know what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about my homies. You know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about these people with these big platforms that are liberal friendly. The ones who get invited on all this shit. I've been seeing some wild things lately. I really have. So it's not that I root for Byron Donalds. In fact, I have no idea what his platform is. I'm pretty sure it does not support black Americans. But you know what I think it does have in there? I bet you he has a border. And since all I can do is count my pennies, you know, I got to take what I can get these days. I'll say, hey, that's something. That's more than I would get out of whoever he's running against in the general. I'm sure whoever's the Democratic nominee is going to be insane on border. Because that's the only way you can survive in a Democratic, thing. So anyway, Byron Donalds looks like he's going to be the governor because it is a red state. I know they say it could go either way. Bullshit. Bullshit. We don't know who he's running against, and who that person is doesn't matter. He's got all the energy behind him. And now that, what's this guy's name? I forget his name. You know, the guy, Fishback, fish cut bait, fish sticks, who like saying, like was trying to play Foundation of Black Americans. Hey, well, let me throw that out there with Tucker Carlson. Oh, it's right way. Let me throw this out there. This will get the Foundation of Black Americans on my side. Those pickaninnies. Yeah, I wasn't fooled by that guy. The bottom line is, I don't expect anything from these politicians unless we can hold them accountable. So I'm not looking for anything out of Byron Donalds. Byron Donalds didn't promise us anything. It's the Democrats who keep promising black people something so that we don't revolt. And y'all keep listening to them because people that you look up to and people that you listen to and respect are getting paid. And they want their careers to bloom. So they tell you dumb shit and you believe it. The bottom line is, you ain't gonna get anything out of Byron Donalds. Well, I respect you being upset about that, but I doubt if you get anything out of the Democrat either, because their job is to flood it with as many undocumented immigrants and trans basketball players. Anyway, it gets bad when you're so bitter. You're just happy to see a Democrat lose. Yeah, and I'm happy to see so-called black media take the L. Because I saw Cory Booker kissing Kamala Harris's ass, and he got nothing for it. Byron Donalds kissed Trump's ass, and looks like he's going to be governor. Touche, mofo. Touche. We got to keep it a buck, man. They don't like keeping it real out here.
Next up with Tim Black.